I am absolutely sweating. Welcome to Three Mississippi Guys. I'm Mike, and today's all about peppers.
Before we get to Mike's hot pepper tips for you, I want to take a minute and show you guys our sponsor for today's video. If you guys have been watching us for a little while, you know that we are big fans of trail cams, and we have several of them up around near our deer plots and our livestock. But sometimes we are out on the back 40 and we don't know that someone is actually approaching the property or the house. Eufy was nice enough to send us one of their camera kits, which includes 2 camera kits, the home base, and everything you'll need to install them, including a solar panel. And I'll be using this to get a nice, good view of this driveway approach and front door area coming up to the house, so we'll be alerted when somebody comes up on our phone through the app when we are not inside the hacienda. This 4K camera has max color vision and can deliver crystal clear daylight footage even in pitch dark conditions, which is really great. Simply open up the app and you'll be able to see what your camera is seeing. Now I took it out front to where it's darker away from the porch because there's a lot of light there. And what you're looking at right now is a split screen of how dark it is outside and what the camera's picking up. You can go into the settings on the camera and go to night vision, and you have several different options. Daylight, you have infrared, you've got several different options in there, the spotlight feature, and I switched it over here to infrared so you can see what that looks like. And you go back to your camera and you can see it will start to pick up the image differently here, and you'll see the light and dark contrast. Again, this split screen, that little bit of light you're seeing on the right hand side of the screen, that is a little outdoor solar light that's illuminating a tree out there that you can see on the camera here, that big pine tree. That is how daylight it looks outside on the daylight setting. You can really see all the details. It's just like daytime outside. These cameras have an adaptive spotlight that's motion triggered and can adjust lighting for optimal footage. You can tap on a specific area in the frame so you can focus in while keeping the details clear and not getting an overexposed image. Now you can charge the cameras via USB. The camera itself is equipped with a solar panel built in, and it's 50% larger than the eufy 3 model. That means that just 1 hour of sunlight a day keeps it fully charged. However, you can also set up the solar panel and mount that very easily on the edge of the house there to allow you more flexibility as to where you place your cameras. As you can see, this thing captures some pretty great footage. I haven't quite decided where I want to mount it permanently, and I'm still kind of having fun playing around with it. But I love that everything is included in the 2 camera kit, the solar system, the charging, the home base, everything. Super easy setup through the app. It really walks you through each aspect of getting it ready to record images and to be able to really kind of explore and play around in the app to tailor it to what you need it to do. So thanks again to our sponsor for today's video, Eufy. We appreciate you. Don't forget to check the link in the description below and the 15% off discount code.
I have been waiting on this day the entire gardening season, guys. Let me explain to you what's going on here. So I've got peppers, and have I got peppers? These are all red jalapeno peppers. Now, understand that a jalapeno, that one's actually starting to turn. There's a nice green jalapeno. You guys are used to seeing a jalapeno that looks something like that, okay? The green jalapeno is what they sell in the store, and they sell the green jalapeno in the store mostly because of shelf life. This pepper is not fully mature, but at this stage, they have time to harvest it, package it, send it to distribution, repackage it, send it to the grocery store. You can buy it, take it home, and still have time to make a popper out of it. But all the flavors are not there, okay? This, guys, is a fully mature jalapeno pepper. And when it reaches this full red color, the flavor profile just explodes and gets so much better. If you're growing jalapeno peppers, I urge you, let as many of them go red as you can, because it's such an amazing flavor. Now, what do we do with red jalapeno peppers? They're gold. They're literally gold. Peppers are one of the vegetables that you can freeze very easily without even having to blanch them, and they retain a lot of their crispness. So if you have too many peppers, don't be afraid to freeze them. Now, I'm probably not going to have too many peppers because of all the things that I like to do with pepper. You see, a red jalapeno pepper that's been smoked, dehydrated, and ground up becomes, I wish you guys could smell this, but you can't. But this, guys, is chipotle powder, okay? I made this last week, and all I did was smoke a bunch of these red jalapeno peppers on my smoker, dehydrate them the rest of the way in a dehydrator, and then essentially puree them. I added some garlic and onions, and there's some top secret stuff in there. But the other thing red jalapeno peppers are made, used to make, that you would probably be very familiar with, is sriracha. Sriracha powder, sriracha sauce. That's a red jalapeno pepper. They also ferment extremely well. So if you like making probiotics out of fermented peppers, remember there's so much more flavor in here. There's a fruitiness that comes in when they turn red. In fact, the fruit is way out front. It's not even hot yet. It's a little warm. Now it's hot. Now it's hot. I went in for seconds right there. Okay. Oh, gotta finish it. Whew, I'm sweating. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Pro tip. Pro tip, guys. When you're tasting your peppers, take a bite right out of the tip of the pepper. There's no seeds down there. That's where you're going to get the most representation of the flavor of the flesh of the pepper, but you're not you're not going to get as much heat. Okay? That second bite that I took, I bit right into the vein and seeds and lit me up like a Christmas tree. Anyway, they're amazing peppers. Whew. Why am I so excited about this? Because I'm glutton for punishment, I guess. As much as I have a bit of a heat tolerance, but I'm not like a super hot pepper guy. I cannot eat the super hot peppers like people can. These things are probably only 25,000 on the Scoville scale. That would be these, actually. These are probably only like 8,000 or 9,000 on the Scoville scale. These are probably closer to 20. I'm about to eat some of these too. I have to, because I have to taste them before I can save seeds. Oh, look at that cute little guy. It's a little bitty one. But as much as it's already fading though. It fades fast. As much as I can't handle as much heat as some people can, I can handle more than some people can. I love, love, love fermenting peppers. I love making hot sauce. A little goes a long ways. That's fine. But I want my hot sauce to be flavorful. I want to make sriracha sauce that people are just like, wow, where'd you get this from? I made it. I want to be able to make my own powders. And, you know, here's a powder right here that I made this last week from green jalapeno peppers. And it's got a totally different flavor to it. I very much enjoy making my own seasonings and my own hot sauces and out of the peppers that I grow. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. Whew, man, that was a hot hombre. I'm going to set that right there. Now, let's talk about these cayennes right here. Guys, I am more proud of these cayennes than I probably am anything that I grow. I don't even recall, if I'm being honest, what variety of cayenne I started growing 5 years ago, but it was nothing like these, okay? In fact, let me get over here. It was probably closer to this or this, and the majority of mine are looking like that, okay? Now, how did I do this? Well, I've coined the process. I haven't coined it. Somebody probably beat me to it, but it's the process of unnatural selection, right? So the thing is, in nature, you have to remember, a plant's job is to propagate and make the next plant, right? For those seeds to be viable, to germinate, make a plant, and continue on the lifeline of that plant, right? The plant that's going to do the best in your region is going to be the plant that can best handle the weather in your region, and when the first frost is, and how cold hardy it is, and what kind of stratification the seeds need before they then germinate, and when they're going to germinate, and then how much time they have to grow into a plant that then produces a full fruit before the first frost happens, which is going to kill them. How much they can resist predators and pests. How sturdy and hardy the plant itself is. Is it going to fall over and break apart? Is it not going to do well in the soil in your area? The pH is wrong. It doesn't have the right nutrients. So in the world of natural selection, the plant that can run that gauntlet is the plant that's going to survive. And the fruit from that plant is then going to produce seeds and produce another plant next year. And notice how the quality of the fruit was in nothing that I said. The quality of the fruit, the flavor of the fruit, the heat of the fruit, none of those things really are important to the plant as far as its ability to get the job done. What I do here is I remove a bunch of those factors from the equation. I start my plants indoors in the middle of wintertime, under lights and on heat mats, so that I can get the plants to a certain size before my last frost, so that I can then plant them out and have them grow to a full mature size before my first frost. So I've removed some natural elements from the equation. Then I support my plants. I protect them from pests and predators, and I feed them the nutrients that they need. So again, I'm doing unnatural selection, but all of it's still organic and perfectly acceptable. Then at the end of the growing season, I pick, you guys see these bags right here. So each of these bags is the fruit from one of the 4 best out of 25 plants that I grew. Now, of all the 25 plants that I grew, I would say 80% of the fruit look like this, but some of those plants have a few fruit on them that turned out like that. That's still not a bad pepper. There's nothing wrong with that pepper. But if this plant had several on it that look like that, I kick that plant out of the equation for saving seeds. Any of these plants that had some, of the undesirable fruits on them, the plants that had consistently the best fruit, the biggest fruit, the crispest fruit, the plant was the most hardy, it withstood the elements and the pests, and it was just overall, everything about it was great. Those are the ones that I harvested all of these peppers from, and I separated them into bags because one of the things that you can't see when you're selecting your best plant and your best fruit to harvest from is the flavor, okay? So now I need to take this batch from this plant right here, and I actually need to taste a couple of these and make sure that they are, in fact, the pepper that I'm looking for. I like to take a breath when I take that first bite and get, it's a really good pepper. It's actually got a lot of sugary sweetness up front. I did not get any seeds in that bite, and I got a good bit of heat. I am not going to take a second bite of that pepper. Man, that's good. And it's already, the heat came and it went fast. It dissipated. So that's good. That's encouraging. I'm going to try this guy right here. Oh, see, now this one's got a little, I think that one had a little ground contact. So I'm going to lose that little tip right there. And, oh, it smells good. That one's hotter. A little bit. Oh, no. I got a seed. Okay. That's fine. I still got the flavor that I'm looking for here. Oh, that's hot. Oh, man. I'm going to try one more out of this batch right here. I think this is a really good batch that I'm going to save seeds from. I'm going to try one more out of this batch. I am absolutely sweating. Oh, okay. All right. That's... I mean, it's cayenne, right? If you're a pepper person and you can eat a lot of really hot stuff, you're making fun of me right now, and that's fine. That's fine. It's definitely hotter than the jalapeno, without question, and it's going to make some amazing wing sauce. And I've definitely established that this batch of peppers right here that came off of one plant is one of the batches that I want to save seeds from. Now, I'm going to save an awful lot of seeds, guys, because I don't know how many plants I'm going to grow next year, and I don't know how many people I might want to gift some seeds to, because I promise you, this is a unique variety at this point. The way I've been growing my peppers and the way I've been saving seeds and, you know, doing this process of unnatural selection, this is a very unique pepper at this point. So I will probably be sharing the seeds with some other growers. So now I'm going to open this bad boy up and just look in there. Look at all those seeds. The next thing I want to do is I want to just kind of make sure that the pepper looks right inside, the veins look healthy, and that the seeds look healthy, right? I need to make sure that I don't have any kind of weird morphine inside there or anything. And I'm going to start pulling these seeds out onto this paper plate. And of course, I'm doing this right on top of a batch of jalapeno peppers. So now I'm going to have to literally rinse all of these jalapeno peppers really good and make sure I don't have any cayenne seeds on the pepper somewhere. Otherwise, I'm going to save jalapeno pepper seeds after this and wind up planting a jalapeno plant, or worse, giving somebody some jalapeno seeds that turn out to be cayennes. So what I'm doing now, and then what's left of this after I get most of the seeds out of here, this flesh right here, I'm still a little bit lit up. This is what I'm going to use to make my wing sauce. I like to use a lot. I'm going to use most of these cayenne peppers that are on the table right now to make a big batch of fermented wing sauce. And most of them I'll actually leave the seeds in. Like I said, I'm only harvesting seeds from these peppers right here in these 3 bags, assuming that I test each bag and they're the quality that I want. But even just the ones out of this bag right here, just the seeds out of these peppers right here that I'm going to harvest is going to be a ton of seeds. So I get my seeds out onto a paper plate, and then I'm going to leave those in a room with some air circulation and let them completely dry before I bag them up, and then keep them in a cool, dry, dark place before next planting season. And this right here, guys, this is my own variety at this point. I mean, I'm not really, I didn't breed it. I didn't cross-pollinate multiple peppers to come up with this variety, but my own version of unnatural selection that's led to what these are today has definitely impacted what I'm growing, and they're amazing. So anyway, that's my little thing about peppers. I'm over here having a good time tonight. I've got a whole bunch of jalapeno peppers that I'm going to be saving some seeds from several of these. I have some banana peppers over here. Another pro tip, guys, something I want you to understand is that most peppers need to turn red in order to be fully mature. So You know, if I were to harvest seeds from, that's a good looking banana pepper right there. And this is what a lot of you guys are used to seeing as a banana pepper. If I were to harvest seeds from this banana pepper, odds are they would not be viable, okay? Because this pepper is not even close to fully mature, and the seeds are probably not gonna germinate out of this pepper. So I've got a few bananas here that are starting to turn, and I'm gonna keep these on the counter and let those continue to turn until they look more like this. This is what I want the banana pepper to look like before I harvest seeds from it. The rest of these banana peppers right here, I'm probably gonna do you know, cut them up into rings and do a brine and pickle them. Frankie really likes pickled banana peppers. I like them pretty good too. Some of these green jalapenos here, I'm gonna sort through and find the ones that are like the best size for jalapeno poppers. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and freeze these whole so that when I'm get ready to do, and I'll put a dozen of them in a bag, and that way, you know, when I want to thaw out a dozen of these and make jalapeno poppers down the road, boom, there they are. And like I said, peppers really do retain the majority of their crispness and firmness when you freeze them. That's one of the great things about them. They don't get all mushy. The lactobacillus, whatever the thing is in them that becomes active when you ferment them, dies, however, when you freeze them. So if you want to freeze these and then thaw them out and ferment them later in the year, you're probably not going to have a lot of success. Now you can add a certain amount of frozen ones to some fresh ones for a ferment, but really you want to be using the fresher variety, the fresher version rather of these when you're fermenting. So I'm going to be doing a lot of fermenting this time of year. And you know, this big old tray of red jalapeno peppers right here that I actually picked today is probably 25% of what's out there. I have a ton to harvest. Same with these cayennes. I probably have 4 or 5 times as many cayennes still out there. And I've got to get all those harvested within the next couple of days and make a bunch of ferments and freeze some peppers, you know. These green jalapenos right here are the ones that I've always used in the past when I'm doing a summer sausage, because this is what was available in the store. And I always did my summer sausages early in the season before my own peppers were ripe. Well, guess what happened this year? I never got around to making my summer sausage. So I still got 100 pounds of venison frozen that I need to make summer sausage out of. And now I have my own peppers. I have more flavorful red jalapenos. So I'll be using some of these for my summer sausage this year. And I'll bet you it's going to be absolutely amazing. Here I am having a good time with my peppers. And I just thought I would share some of this with you guys. Go grow some food, guys.
If you like that Eufy 3 Pro camera, don't forget to check the link in the description below and the discount link to get your own.